All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Carolina Panthers in today's video. What a difference 1 week makes. 1 week ago, we were having a very different conversation about Carolina. They pulled off the upset of the year yesterday, 36-22 on the road. And it was a demolition fest. It wasn't even close really at any point, maybe for a little bit in the first quarter. But Carolina came out hungry, got points on the board right away with Andy Dalton. And really what a difference 1 week makes. Bryce Young was benched a week ago, and we're sitting here wondering, what's going on? Bryce looked terrible in the first 2 weeks of the season. Is Carolina even going to match their season high of 2 wins last year? What's going on? And Andy Dalton steps in his second start since 2022. He's 36, and he just awoke the whole Carolina Panthers team. He specifically woke up this offense that we've been talking about it the whole offseason. They have talent. There's talent on the offense. I'm not saying skill-wise they're the best offense in the National Football League, but when your starting quarterback throws for 84 yards in a game, it's no, dude, we're way better than that, right? So 300 yards, the first quarterback to pass for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in a game this season, obviously leading you to a 36-22 road victory against one of the best defenses in the league in the Las Vegas Raiders. But folks, before we get any further into today's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. I want to post as many Panthers videos as humanly possible. If we could try and get it to 100 likes, that would mean the world to me. 3 weeks ago, right before your first matchup against the Saints, I stepped behind this microphone and I said, I don't think Carolina's going to rattle off 10 or 12 wins, but put some respect on this team because I like a lot of their offseason moves, whether it was hiring Dave Canales as your official head coach. I think he's got a brilliant offensive mind. I think he's the quarterback guru you want to fix or figure out, I should say, Bryce Young. Now it appears like fixing, but you make some really nice moves in the interior offensive line to protect Bryce Young, and you have a nice draft. You pick up Xavier, you sign or you trade for Deontay Johnson. Offensively, you draft JT, you draft Brooks. There's some young, talented, skill positional players on this offense. In the first 2 weeks, it was just such a dumpster fire. Dalton needed just 2 quarters to prove that starting him was, the right decision here, becoming the first Panthers passer to toss 3 touchdowns in a half since Cam Newton in 2015. They also had a fourth quarter lead, and it wasn't close. It was 27-7 entering that fourth quarter there. It's the first time, or the first one with time on the clock, since January 1st of 2023. That's 20 games ago. They had a 100-yard rusher in Chuba Hubbard. They had a 100-yard receiver in Deontay Johnson and a 300-yard passer in Andy Dalton in the same game for the first time since October 30th of 2022. I know time is moving really quickly, but it's almost October. It's almost October of 2024, so that was just way too long, unacceptable. And I'm really curious to see how the rest of the Panthers season goes because Andy Dalton's a really good, capable, competent quarterback. Obviously, he's 36 years old. I thought he was the perfect backup quarterback to have with Bryce Young. And I don't even really want to talk about Bryce Young quite yet because this is fine. And I know Tom Brady has talked endlessly about this the entire summer about just throwing these young quarterbacks out there when you don't necessarily have the proper offensive line, you don't have the proper weapons or what have you. They're just extremely young. Give them some time. We've seen it with Lamar Jackson in his rookie season. We saw it with Patrick Mahomes in his rookie season. We saw it with Jordan Love in his first 3 seasons. There's not really a rush to get Bryce Young out there on the field because, like Dave Canales was saying, it's a really difficult decision. It really is. Everybody is saying it. Bryce Young, Andy Dalton, Clowney, the whole Panthers organization it's a really difficult decision to bench your number 1 pick in his sophomore campaign through 2 games. But you can't lose the locker room as a rookie head coach through 3 games. You can't lose the fan base as a rookie head coach through 3 games. This is a competent, capable team to hold their own. We always say football is a game of inches. Football games typically end in 1 score. You can't, I get it, it's week 1. You can't lose to a divisional rival 47-10. You can't follow that up at home the next week and lose 26-3. So to go out there on the road, and by the way, Andy Dalton was throwing dots. He was throwing dots. We saw the play calling that Dave Canales wanted. ideally with Bryce Young, but we finally saw what Dave Canales is capable of offensively. They dominated time of possession, 36 minutes to the Raiders 24. They had 24 first down. That combines by far their total from the first 2 weeks. They were 5 of 12 on third down efficiency. Most importantly, they had 437 yards of offense. It was a great football game. And I know, like, this defense, I say this on all my Panthers videos, and it seems like Panthers fans are really the only ones who, appreciate this. The Panthers defense is really solid. It really is. And there's a lot of young kids like JC Horn that just need to stay healthy. Obviously Brown is injured right now, but like, they made some nice free agent moves. They made some nice draft picks, and they already had a good, young, hungry defense. And I liked that move of Clowney in the offseason. This is a defense that will keep you in football games. Their defense isn't going to lose you games, right? That 47-10 effort, was maybe not the best game to back up that statement. But hey, you know what? It was week 1. But 437 yards of offense, that's a game changer. Now, I don't think that's very sustainable no matter who your quarterback is on any football team. But this was a huge game and a huge win. And we kind of talked about this all week, saying, kind of reminds me of, when you fire a head coach, and I forget there's a name for it. You fire your head coach in the middle of the season, and it's like, a 2-10 team. I'll use the Raiders from 2 years ago or last year as a prime example. The Raiders freaking sucked. They fired Josh McDaniels, and then they just rattled the New York Giants in that next game with Antonio Pierce. And the Raiders ended up being, 5-4 under Pierce. But the point just is, like, kind of had a weird feeling that this was a trap game if you're a Raiders fan. But let's get into some stats here. Andy Dalton, 26 of 37, 319 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Chuba Hubbard, 21 carries, 114 yards. I really like him. I wish Miles Sanders, last year's free agency move, I wish that ended better. Still kind of a weird situation going there, but really excited for Jonathan Brooks and his unbelievable versatility, his unbelievable playmaking. Like, I really can't wait for Jonathan Brooks to get back healthy. Deontay Johnson is a wide receiver 1 in the National Football League, and he had a weird year last year with the Steelers offense being the 5th worst passing offense in the league. Like, it was that bad. Kenny Pickett was that bad. 8 catches, 122 yards, and a touchdown. Hubbard also had a great receiving game, 5 catches, 55 yards. Saw Xavier have a couple of nice grabs, 2 catches for 42 yards. Adam Thielen, end of the first half, beautiful example, that 31-yard touchdown literal dot, in double coverage to Adam Thielen. Unfortunately, he tweaked his hamstring. By the time this video comes out, you guys probably will have a better indication of the severity of that, but I don't have it at the time of this recording. Tommy Tremble had a nice couple of catches. Mingo had a couple of nice catches. Sanders had a couple of catches. They were really good. This was a very good, versatile, creative, aggressive offense that they lacked in the first 2 weeks. So we'll keep you guys updated. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. It's our first Panthers video since right before week 1 of the regular season. So let me know if you guys want any more down below. And yeah, just give me your thoughts on this Panthers team at this point in time. Thank you for watching. Have a great week. We'll see you in a couple of days.